Is it going?
Yep, it's going.
Alright.
Alright, this video is going to show the proper emergency brake adjustment for the rear disc brake caliper. We're on the driver's side of the vehicle. You're going to need to remove this spring from the caliper lever. And on this other caliper that we already have installed, we've already removed the spring. You want to make sure that the e-brake cable is up and out of the way so you can get in here. And if you operate the lever, push it forward in order to activate the emergency brake, you can see how much gap there is right here between the lever and the lever stop. And when these are adjusted properly, you want this gap to be no more than about 1/8 of an inch between the two pieces. So obviously this is too loose. We need to tighten it up. So if we're going to do it with the calipers installed onto the vehicle, you're going to need an 11/16 wrench, and you're going to remove the nut that holds the lever onto the caliper. And once the nut is removed, you'll pull the lever off of the caliper, and we're going to pull this little rubber seal off, and we're also going to pull off this little Teflon washer as well. Once those are removed, you're going to see the bolt that the lever was attached to. It's going to take a 9/16 wrench is going to fit that. And so what happens is, as you operate that emergency brake lever forward, it twists the piston and runs the piston out and clamps onto the rotor. So what we need to do is we need to reset this bolt so that when it's in the free position, the lever is right against the stopper. And as we rotate it forward, again, no more than about 1/8 of an inch gap. So we're going to take a little screwdriver or spacer pry bar, put it between the inner pad and the rotor, and hold pressure in, forcing that piston into the body of the caliper. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our 9/16 wrench and we're going to rotate this bolt. And when we rotate that bolt, it's going to work its way into the caliper to a point at which it will be hard to reach, and you'll have a potential of leaking fluid like that. So you want to apply pressure on your pry bar, holding the piston in, and turn the bolt inward. At some point it will be very easy to go, and then it will get some resistance. At the point of resistance, that's the part where you're resetting the stop position. And so you'll activate it a little bit, rotate it a little bit, then run it back out and test it with your lever that was on there. And so the lever should fit on the stopper, push it forward, and you can see now that's as far as I can push it. We're activating the emergency brake, and we're right about 1/8 of an inch right there. So we were lucky and we got it first go around. If you weren't so lucky to do that, same procedure. Put your pry bar back in here between the pad and the rotor and continue to rotate this around counterclockwise on the driver's side until the free movement ends and you feel resistance. Go a little bit further at that point. Any point you're feeling resistance, that's when you're resetting it, or you're changing the indexing of the hex head portion of this bolt. So once you get it adjusted properly, we're going to put the Teflon washer back on. We're going to put the little rubber washer back on. The lever is going to go on. And again, once you get it back together, verify that when the lever stops, from the stop position to all the way forward where it's making contact, pinching the rotor hardly, you have no more than about 1/8 of an inch of gap. So we're good with this one. We're going to put our nut back on. Cinch it back up. And then we're going to go ahead and do the final assembly with the spring and the cable here. And we can refer back to our original one for orientation. So slide the spring on. The cable has to come through, and then we'll dowel into place and the spring will be caught on the lever here. So we're going to go ahead and try to do that for you. And once it's into position, once this is all reassembled, then you can go back up to the center emergency brake lever adjustment piece and then readjust that till you get the e-brake tension that you're looking for. But without doing this adjustment here, you're going to have too much pedal travel under normal braking conditions, and your emergency brake will also not work. So have to do this on both the driver and the passenger side anytime that you install a rear disc brake kit, or anytime you change pads or rotors or any of this stuff comes apart. So don't forget to do that. If you have any questions, call us at Toms Bronco Parts or give us an email and we'd be happy to help you out. Thanks.